Welcome to another episode of the Nothing and Everything podcast, where today we...
Oh, boy.
Do we know what we're talking about today?
Did you forget?
No. I just started thinking, I was like, we're going to talk a lot about nothing.
And a little bit about everything. Just roll with it.
Okay, we're just going to roll with it?
Yeah, we were just talking about Will Smith. Why did you break out some Will Smith a second ago?
Well, because, I like Will Smith.
Yeah?
Do you know who Will Smith is, Austin?
You ever heard of the...
Yeah.
What do you say? Actor, rapper? Is that what you call it?
He's not known... he's not only known for slapping Chris Rock. He's actually known
That's all anybody knows nowadays.
Yeah,
yes,
these kids
yes,
are like, oh, Will Smith, he's a mean guy. He slapped. I was like, Yeah. Oh. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay. No.
We have a good editor. He was going to take care of it. So.
Yeah. No, he doesn't edit anything. He puts everything out there.
No, seriously. We're like, oh, he'll cut that. No.
Yep. No.
On the final.
So, Will Smith, he was like kind of a big deal back in the day,
Yeah.
And he was a good rapper. He doesn't rap. The reason why I like him is because he doesn't rap like, he's not trying to shoot people and do any weird stuff like that. He just raps about having a good time and makes a lot of money.
Having a good time in the Wild Wild West.
Or in Miami.
In Miami or How about,
or in the summertime.
That's like, I forgot about summertime, yeah.
Because his parents just don't understand.
Now, that was the first one. I remember like, man, I would have been young. I'm probably like middle school. I don't remember what year that was.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But that one kind of opened my eyes to...
He just had this line.
Okay, here's the situation.
My parents went away on a week's vacation. One of the things
and
that I like so much.
And of course, they left the keys to the brand new Porsche, and I'm like, okay, we're in different tax brackets now.
Right.
The brand new Porsche. What?
Yeah, my mom drove a '78 Thunderbird or '76 Thunderbird. So.
Do you remember the first car that your parents had, or like?
Yeah, like it was this Thunderbird.
Yeah.
And I remember, I don't ever remember sitting in the car seat. We would go on long trips, and I could roll around in the back seat because this Thunderbird was massive. It was super long, and the doors, I remember.
What's the word?
You would push the door, and it's like this huge long door that would.
My kids now couldn't even shut it, probably.
Right? Yeah. And if your hand ever got shut in it, just cut it off because you ain't getting it back out. That's the kind of doors we had. But the cool thing about the Thunderbird was the lights. Oh. They would, the lights were in the front, but it had this cover that come down. So when you turn the lights on, it was like,
what?
It popped up like that. Yeah. It was pretty legit. It was pretty cool.
Well, I had the same, we didn't have a Thunderbird, like an Impala. That's like the first one, Chevy Impala. Impala.
So.
But it wasn't like.
You said Impala.
It wasn't, it just came out.
I would always say
Impala.
Like a 6'4" Impala.
Yeah.
If you wish you were a little taller.
You just go from Will Smith to Skilo. I wish I was a
little bit taller.
My wife, of all the hip hop songs in the world, she probably quotes that one the most.
Yeah?
Yeah, which is, that's fun.
My wife quotes
if I say I wish, she
goes, Ice
Baby. Really?
Mm-hmm. That's the one. And her rap voice is not.
Does she have a good?
It's not quite there. It's like Reba McEntire trying to rap, or something like that.
Reba McEntire.
It's funny. It's fun and funny.
Oh.
She doesn't rap like I rap.
Timmy. Yeah.
But I got
her street credibility is not quite as deep as yours.
I got some street cred, man. I'm from Warner Robins.
Warner Robins. Are there any famous rappers from Warner Robins?
Famous rappers from Warner Robins?
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm trying to think. Is there anyone famous?
Anybody famous other than you from Warner Robins?
We have some people, some athletes that came out of my hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever heard of James Brooks? James Brooks was a running back in the same backfield with Ickey Woods.
I know Ickey Woods.
Back when the Bengals were going to the Super Bowl and stuff like that back in the day.
Look at that.
Yep. There's another guy. I think his name is Eddie Anderson. He played for the Raiders back when Bo Jackson played for the Raiders.
I know Bo Jackson.
And
I don't know him, but
there's some other guys. There's a couple guys that got drafted, baseball and stuff like that. But
but not in the music industry. It's more of a country music
maybe
slice
I'm it.
Of the pie.
Maybe I'm it.
Maybe you are it, man. World-renowned worship leader. Maybe not world.
Not world. Although if I claim to be a worship leader on this show, and this show is all over the world.
Yeah, seriously, we should probably get an update. We should probably get an update.
Let's get an update.
He wasn't prepared for this.
What are you looking at over there?
He was Googling who is Skilo.
No, he's like
Skilow. Who is Skilo?
No, he's like trying to plan out his next TikTok trend dance that he likes to he likes
Does
to
he
film.
do those?
He's really good at dancing. You should see
Austin
him
is?
dance. Yeah,
I've never seen him dance.
I think back in the day he was like a
Yeah?
yeah. Oh, you dancing?
You dancing?
You should share it. You should share it. Who wants to see Austin
What
back
kind
in
of
the day?
yeah?
doing
What
some
kind of
dancing?
dancing was it? Oh, okay.
Can you pop and lock?
I bet he can.
Is it even called
He's
pop
tried.
and lock? Yep. There's his line. Remember the imaginary line?
The line of demarcation. Yeah, have we expanded globally? Has the network? What?
Oh yes, we did. We did mention Egypt. Yeah, I remember that. Puerto Rico. Yep, we've mentioned Puerto Rico. Hey, there's a place in Puerto Rico, in San Juan, in the little bay right there.
Yeah.
When you jump in the water at night and move around,
Yeah.
there's these microorganisms that illuminate
Uh-oh.
as you move.
Illuminate.
It's actually really cool at night. So you jump in the water and you move around, and
Yep.
the water lights up around you because of
Like
these
kinda neon?
microorganisms. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really cool, except you can actually see the shark right as it's getting ready to bite your leg off. So it's kind of stinks.
Like,
but,
it's all cut.
yeah. Hey, look, Mom, this is cool.
Wait, are people?
All right.
What?
27%.
So maybe we should start like, okay, let's figure out where the other people are watching from, and then we need to probably like interpret the show.
Interpret the show.
Yeah, so it will like the base will explode
I kind
into
of
those like.
I need someone to write it out, to script it out, and I want to be the voiceover in a different language. Like I'll read it like in Spanish.
Bienvenidos.
Bienvenidos.
Amigos. Welcome to the. Oh, we should come up with that next time.
In a different language? In as many different languages.
I mean, we know we're going to talk about this, so like maybe we should have thought it through.
Yeah.
But like, okay, if 27% are in the U.S.
What language do they speak in Egypt?
Egyptian.
Egyptian
Maybe
is
some Arabic, maybe.
Egyptian is a language?
I believe it is.
Are you sure?
He said, yeah, you ain't never heard of hieroglyphics?
Can you speak
Egyptian?
hieroglyphics?
I can write it.
You can't write. Arabic, so not Egyptian?
I mean, there's an Egyptian language, though, isn't there?
No.
I'm guessing.
You can walk like an Egyptian.
Oh, don't do it.
You just can't talk like an Egyptian.
Talk like an Egyptian. See, you're right, because that doesn't make any sense. You're like, dang it. I have to walk like them. We can't.
That's right. Bangles.
I like some bangles.
Yeah, it's kind of a manic Monday.
Bangles or the Go-Go's.
I'm not a Go-Go's fan. You know who I did used to like? Bananarama.
Can you name more than one song by Bananarama?
Well, they had that Venus song.
Yeah, well, that's the one that everybody knows because it was from Karate Kid.
Oh, yeah.
You ever see that movie?
Yep. So I don't know anymore. Actually, Will Smith's son was in Karate Kid.
Well, that was like,
the
I'm
new
talking about
version.
the original.
Yeah, right.
The Ralph Macchio.
I had
Gerald,
something
what's
I was
going
going to
on?
ask you. I was going to ask you something.
Like, you were going to like call me or text me. I'm going to wait till now to just ask you. Yeah.
Well,
What do you have
okay,
for lunch?
so we're talking about famous people from like Warner Robins. Where are you from again? Like, where were you raised? Like, if you had to claim one place, you can't say Nashville because.
No, I would say Huntsville, Alabama.
Is there anyone famous from Huntsville, Alabama?
I'm sure there are.
Can you name anyone famous from Huntsville, Alabama?
It's hard to say like from there. Like
What is in Huntsville? That's
the
that's
Space
where
and Rocket Center is. Yeah.
NASA's there, right?
I don't know if like the NASA is there. I mean, there is a space center there. It's more
They're in
of
Houston.
That's
That's
Houston
right. I
and Cape
forgot.
Canaveral. But
I only think of Billy Bob Thornton when I think of NASA. From the
I think
movie
of Will Smith.
Armageddon.
Will Smith. I think of Bruce Willis.
Same movie, Armageddon.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Sorry, go ahead. Steve Buscemi, leaving on a jet plane.
Steve Buscemi. So there's a
Is he from
We're
Huntsville?
not going to break down Armageddon right now, are we?
No,
because
no.
there is a scene in there that I quote probably more than any other like movie quote. It's the scene where there are two scenes actually.
Okay.
It's the guy Owen Wilson plays. He's kind of like the spacey like genius, whatever.
Right.
He says when Billy Bob Thornton goes in and he like tells them how like he describes the meteor or whatever, and then Owen Wilson goes, "Scariest environment imaginable." That's all you had to say.
Yeah.
So when anybody ever gives me way too many details, that's what I think and what I say. So scariest environment imaginable. That's all you had to say. I say it to my wife all the time.
Yeah, that's
And then the other one is like the one where I don't know where he's like I'm like 2% excited and 98% scared, or maybe so what I don't know. It's just funny, so. Man, what a great movie that we're breaking down. Who wants to break down 25-year-old movies?
It's bad. So anyone famous that you know of from Huntsville?
Wait, what?
Who?
Comic Girl 19?
Is that a person?
From Warner Robins or from Huntsville?
See, so that's
Warner Robins? No, that's Huntsville?
You. Yeah, bro.
I probably went to high school with her.
Hey, she wouldn't make it. She wouldn't live in Warner Robins, bro. She wouldn't make that.
She probably went to my high school.
Yeah, she looks like
she wouldn't make it.
Warner Robins.
So I went to a magnet school. So we were like,
what is a magnet?
So that was the thing. It was like kind of arts, and so a lot of people come for like art, creative art, like visual art. I guess that's the thing. Like a lot of like music was there. So it brought in a different genre of people or demographic of people to the school, and it made it very eclectic.
I like how you said different genre of people.
Yeah, I don't think that
would
is
I be
accurate.
a different genre of people from you? We're both creatives, though.
Am I creative?
You're pretty creative, I think.
Maybe. Yeah, but we were like a good football, like a good like athletic school, but then we also had a really strong academic
that doesn't make
and
any
art
sense.
school. What?
How can you have all them people?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That was what was unique about our school. It's like we used to go a couple rounds into the state playoffs. I mean, this is Alabama football, so it was a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And then we'd have some people that were like real good in drama or show choir, which you probably would have been in that group when you
show choir.
Yeah.
I was not in show choir. I don't know what that is.
Chorus? What do you call them? Chorale? What's the difference in a chorus, show choir, and a chorale?
Man, I don't know.
I don't know where this is going. Is that the most popular person that's come out of Huntsville, Alabama ever?
Who? Is that Doogie Howser? Debbie Ryan? From Jesse? That's like Josie's favorite show. Hey, Jesse. Feels like a party.
We both have like young girls in our. I don't know any of these people.
Wait, go back to Debbie Ryan. She's pretty famous.
Jesse. I know Jesse because my kids watch that.
Yeah. Oh, she's from Huntsville? Who's from Warner Robins?
I want to know like where like.
I gotta know now.
She's young though. Like
famous people from Warner Robins. Olin Montgomery. He's from Warner Robins.
He looks like he's been asked not to come back to Warner Robins.
I don't know who that is.
This is man.
No.
I thought there would be some more people coming out of Huntsville.
Oh, they don't even have pictures. This is how famous they are from Warner Robins. We'll mention a name, no picture. Okay.
It's just got like the silhouette out.
Let me ask this question. I've been wanting to ask this question for a while now, and I just keep forgetting to put it, in the notes or whatever.
Because the notes are so deep.
Who is the most famous person in your contacts right now? Like in your phone, in your contacts. Who's the most famous person?
I got two that come to mind.
Ooh, who are they? Stop tapping the mic, man.
People are commenting. Stop tapping the mic.
People will comment.
The person is commenting.
The person.
You go first. Who is the most famous person?
No, I asked you.
It feels weird that I'm name dropping, but they're not a big deal. Well, I mean, they're a big deal like in, certain segments.
Okay.
It's weird that I'm saying this. Like, I don't feel like I should be saying this.
You don't have to say the name of the person. You can just say, like, what this person does.
I think I have the cell phone number of Russell Moore, and I also have the cell phone number of Grady Little. I've texted or called him before.
Grady.
Now, if you went into a sports genre,
Grady
people would
is
be like, that's pretty big.
That's huge. Grady Little's a big deal. I like Grady.
We all love Grady. He's a cool dude. That's the only two that I can think of that would be like considered. I don't know how else I stumbled across anybody else's important phone number.
I've got a couple worship leaders that are kind of big time.
Yeah?
Yeah. I can't say their names.
Are they local? Are they national?
No,
Are they
no.
on the radio?
They're on the radio, multiple albums out, years and years of leading worship like all over the world.
What?
Kind of deal. Man. Pretty cool. What about you, Austin? Probably your Moonlander, that dude.
Who's Moonlander? I don't know about this.
You don't know about Moonlander?
Nope.
I actually have a Moonlander hat. I should wear.
Enlighten me next week.
Speaking of hats,
what's going on
here? Do you like
here?
this hat?
I do like it. What is it?
This is from Timberline.
Yeah.
It is a Bible college out in Colorado.
Never heard of it.
We have some friends that are there now, and
it's a nice hat though.
Yeah, it's a very nice hat.
Most Bible colleges are not known for their hats, for their for their headwear.
What was the most exciting was my friend went out there, dropped his kid off there, and then was like, "That's a cool hat. I bet Gerald will like this hat. Let me get the hat for Gerald." And I was like, "Man, that's a good friend. That's a good friend." Yeah. Have you ever got me a hat before?
I don't think so.
This is awkward.
I don't have a lot of hats though.
Austin's giving me like 3 or 4 hats.
Really,
yeah.
Man.
Everywhere he goes, he comes back with a hat.
He's dipping into that nothing and everything budget.
He did give me a Moonlander. I
somehow don't have access to it. A what?
A Moonlander hat.
Yeah. So let's talk about this Moonlander thing. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. What?
Oh, I didn't know that. He's making his way downtown.
Making his
way.
Making his way. Wait, what's that the intro to? Is that
I'm making my way downtown. Are you serious?
I was yeah.
What's that girl's name?
I don't know. What
is she from Huntsville?
That other
Carlton?
What are you talking about? I'm so confused.
Oh,
right
Vanessa
now.
Carlton, yeah. Not Carlton from Fresh Prince.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of. It's not unusual.
Oh, that's awesome.
Carlton from Fresh Prince.
Hey, let's
Oh boy, what is going on?
You know, it's like this. I have these things in my head that I want us to kind of talk through.
Yeah.
And then we get to one thing and go down such a rabbit trail, I forget what we were originally talking about. You know how we got here?
Skilo.
Okay, from the Impala that you never finished the story. So tell us about the Impala.
No, I just remember it was big and it was yellow or like beige or something. And
Wait, hold on.
Giant back seats.
Do you have any other famous people in your contacts?
I got Moonlander, Grady Little, and you're not wanting to drop.
I can't drop a name like that, man. I gotta keep that. Because people be like,
"Hey, can you whisper to me? Hey, what do they say? Like, would you write down in the comments who you think his famous worship leader friends
famous
are?"
Worship leader.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you looking through them like right now?
Are you? You're actually scrolling through your
Stopping the G's at Gerald. Darren Mock is kind of big time. No, this isn't Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Seriously, what do you got? Robin Leach in your...
His Lifestyles of the Rich or Famous.
That was like the first,
Cribs?
Cribs, yeah, I was going to say Cribs. That was like the first Cribs. You know, and growing up out in the country and small churches or whatever, that stuff was just opulence and ridiculous. Like, everything is gold-plated.
Yeah.
And then we watched Cribs and we're like, I can do that.
You know, every house I lived in, I just think about that opening scene where they open the front door and you look in, you can see everything. In every house I've ever lived in, when you open the front door, you can see the back door. So it's like
every house you've ever lived. Oh,
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Like they open the door and it's like staircase and like room after room after room.
No.
You open the front door, you can actually see the back door at my house.
Couple steps and then I'm done.
Yeah,
that's the tour.
Yep. So it's
we should do a Cribs episode of I think everything will walk around our houses.
We should do that. Although your house is like...
Don't even... no, it's
you got
not.
a nice house, man. Your house is nice. You got a nice house.
It's not the nicest.
But it's nice.
Our houses are very similar, though.
Our houses are not very similar.
That's not true.
I mean,
You probably have more upgrades in your house.
let's just start at curb appeal. I can't even get grass to grow. You actually cut
that's
grass
true.
at your house.
I do cut it, yeah.
So I don't even have anything in the front yard. My front yard looks like it's the dead of winter.
All summer long.
all year long. So, yeah. Anyway.
A Cribs edition of our house would be awesome.
The Nothing and Everything
funny.
podcast. Cribs
edition
episode.
We should bring back Cribs. Still a thing?
I don't think so. What's funny is when they do all these like famous athletes, and then they go back now. Like you go like Google the picture, and it's like weeds all grown up and stuff. Like there's a tree in the middle of the living room because they hadn't paid the bills in forever and it's been abandoned or whatever.
Oh,
like
boy.
Michael Vick's house or something. I don't know. It returned? Oh wow.
I guess I didn't know it went anywhere.
So maybe we should do it.
MTV.
So go back to your beige Impala.
I mean, that was just the first car that I remember.
Yeah.
And like you said, I don't remember, especially, probably 5, 6 years old, would be the first kind of things I remember. I don't remember sitting, no seatbelt.
Right.
And the back was huge. And I remember, above the back seats,
like the back
go
dash.
to grandma's house, I'm laying up in there.
Because if it's
I'm
cold,
laying up in
try to
there
get
and
some
reading a
sun.
book or draw whatever I'm doing.
Yep.
Trying to get all the trucks to honk at my dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. I mean, that was the first car that I remember.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember like laying down in the back seat and stuff like that, and just like riding, playing my little Game Boy. Or no, not Game Boy.
You got what?
No, Game Boy I was like in high school when Game Boys came out. No, I had this little, it was like a football game and a basketball game, and it was just like, just made noises like doot, 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 and that was it. And it was just like, yeah, it was a game. It was a terrible game, but
I remember
it was like a handheld device that had like 4 buttons, and that was it. So
yeah, I remember that. And then when I upgraded my own personal like listening device to like a Walkman, and it probably had like a tape and a radio. So we drive through like if you're driving in the middle of nowhere, you don't get any reception because you're not getting anything. And then you get to Nashville or something, you pick up something. I'm like, yeah, I'm back and listening to some.
Do you remember the first
Bon Jovi.
cassette you ever bought?
I don't remember the first cassette I ever bought, but I remember. I would have been in elementary school, probably like 4th or 5th grade, maybe 6th. I don't remember. That my friends gave it to me, and so we weren't like real big on secular music in our house. And my friends gave me Control, Janet Jackson, and I got 2 separate gifts. Whatever the Culture Club was, like Karma Chameleon, whatever that was.
Oh man!
And everybody's like, "Hey, look at that dude!" And so I was just like, I can't take these home. I probably had to hide them in my desk at school or something.
Wow, Control, Janet Jackson.
Yeah. So I mean, that. Besides, like, there was some other like. I remember, if my brother hears this, he's gonna laugh. Like, there was this like the first. I mean, it was corny. There was a Christian rapper named Stephen Wiley. I mean, this is deep in the vault.
Did he come back as T-Bone?
No, but I know T-Bone. That was a few years later. That was hard. Then.
I saw T-Bone towards the end of his.
Did you see him really?
Yeah,
Live?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. So yeah, just keep going. I can't even.
No, but there was this one. It was what was it called? Rapping for Jesus. That was what it was called. And it was me and my brother was just like, this is amazing. Laying in our bunk beds with our Walkmans.
Yeah, I remember the first cassette I ever bought was a guy named Gregory Abbott.
That sounds familiar.
Then the second cassette I ever bought was Rick Astley. Never Gonna Give You Up.
Oh, man.
Bought that whole album.
Who would have ever thought that song would have the shelf life that it has had?
So what happens is with copyrights and those kinds of things, like he is still, if he's still alive, I don't know anything about him. Is he still alive, Rick Astley? He's still making a ton of money off of that song Because every time it gets played, whether on TV or
so I always have this like debate in my head of songs like that were kind of like one hit wonder type things. I mean, I know he's probably got a couple of things.
No,
that have,
you can't name another song from him.
I can't, but I'm saying there might have been like whatever. But like what are the songs like that have gotten the most airplay? And I'm trying to think what other songs would rival Never Gonna Give You Up, Rick Astley, or Montel Jordan, This Is How We Do It. You still hear that in commercials. You think that song gets dropped a lot.
Montel Jordan is a worship leader now.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Is he in your phone? Is he one of the ones you were talking about?
No, I don't know Montel like that.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's like at some church in Atlanta or something like that.
Ooh.
He's a worship leader.
You think he ever drops that in the middle of a worship set?
I just feel like at any point he's going to say something like that.
I feel like at some point you might say something like that.
If they're doing like a night of
hey, y'all,
worship,
this is how we do it. All hands in the air.
Yeah, or like if it's like a Friday night, he's going to be like, it's Friday night. I feel all right. The worship's here on the west side.
So I reach for my communion. And I turn it up. Designated driver.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. We have thoroughly walked over all kinds of
I know, but I'm trying to think, like,
are
there other songs, that have lasted 30, 40 years where, like, they drop. I'm sure there are other ones.
There's
I'm
got to be
talking
something
about,
by
like,
the Beatles,
they
right?
show up in the... Yeah, I feel like that's a different thing. I don't know. I always feel like the Montel Jordan, like, This Is How We Do It, and obviously getting Rick rolled and stuff like that.
Right. Like cultural songs.
That kind of show up in shows, or all of a sudden you hear them in the background of a commercial, and you're like, wow.
I don't know.
I'm sure there's some other stuff. I'd like to know what those other ones.
I'd like to know as well.
People think that they are.
I'd like to know as well. Because that's very interesting.
It is very interesting. It's what I sit around and think about all day long.
What other songs? Whatever. You don't listen to that, or you don't do that.
I probably do, like internally. Yeah. That's when my wife is like, I was like, oh, sorry, I was thinking of what songs. That's what I was thinking about.
This is when your mind's going and going and going, and you can't turn off.
I sent my wife a reel or something the other day, and it was this probably middle-aged dude, and he had some like glow stick looking, like nunchuck looking things that he was flipping around, just like he was all into it. And the caption said something like, "This is what my brain is like, or this is what my mind is doing when my wife is telling me all the things that I need to get at the grocery store." And I was like, man, I relate so much to that. Man, I'm just like,
your wife sends you to the grocery store?
I mean, I volunteer. It's not like she sends me.
My
like
wife
punishment.
knows.
Like,
go to the grocery store now. Pick up some broccoli.
Seriously.
My wife is like, if she asks me to go to the grocery store, she knows I'm going to pick up some Twizzlers, some sort of ice cream, some sort of like chocolate hard shell thing that you put on the ice cream, the magic shell.
Magic shell.
And then like 10 other things.
Really?
And I'm going to actually forget what I went to the store.
One thing was that you
I
needed
didn't
to
get the one thing. So she never sends me to the grocery store. So it's crazy. So I don't know what to do with that.
That's good.
Hey, let's talk about one more thing before we cut this off. Did you go trick-or-treating?
I did.
Did you get a lot of candy?
I mean, we did all right. We went out for about maybe an hour.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird because, like, so we usually have done this thing where, like, we invite everybody that's on our street.
Oh, yeah,
hey, come hang out in our driveway. We'll just have some food and stuff. And then everybody would take off with their kids. But there was such a threat of rain.
Right.
So we had texted everybody earlier and was like, hey, let's just not do that.
Yeah.
And then, like, the sun came out at, like, 5 o'clock, and I was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
So we saw half the people, and they were like, oh, that stinks, but, we'll do it next year.
Yeah.
Let's see. And it was a little bit of a last-minute decision because a couple of my kids have been under the weather for the last few days. And so they didn't even really feel like going. No, I'm fine. I know how you are.
You don't know? What?
Good germaphobe.
Must be I know how you are.
You are.
You don't know me.
So, yeah, I mean, we just went around the neighborhood for...
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if anything crazy happened. Not really. It felt pretty quiet. I felt like there were a lot of teenagers out that were coming to get candy at my house.
Austin
that's cool, though.
And his wife showed up at my house to go trick-or-treating with us.
Two trick-or-treat?
Two trick-or-treat specifically.
Was Austin dressed up?
Like a unicorn. He had on a onesie.
He did not have on a onesie.
It's like the same thing we've worn for like the past.
But here's what's funny. He walked in. When I walked in my house, him and Josie had the same the same costume on, and then like Ashley had on a onesie as well, some sort of what was she, a dragon or something? Yeah. So
Did you come over? I think you came over to my house this is like 6 or 7 years ago. We invited a whole bunch of people to come over, and like our family did the whole this is the only time we've ever done it where we all dress up like as something, and we did like Frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Were you over here? I was all dressed up. None of y'all were dressed up, and I was so committed because I was the Duke of Weaseltown.
Yes.
You don't remember that dude?
Yes.
And then I was just like,
Wesselton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, y'all stupid.
Yeah. No,
None of y'all dressed up.
it was awesome.
It's like if you'd been wearing a onesie, I'd have been happy. But nobody was wearing a onesie.
No. So the thing I noticed last night was that parents nowadays drive their kids around.
Yeah.
And
I saw a little bit of that.
They pull up to like we had more cars pulled up than kids walking up at my house. And I'm looking around like, what is this about?
Yeah, I don't know if it was the threat of rain, but I noticed that a little bit last night.
Like what you're supposed to do is have like one bag to trick or treat in, and then like you carry, like the parents carry another bag to put all your trash in because you're eating candy the whole time when you're walking. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And instead, it's just like these kids are just getting out of cars, and the parents just waiting at the at the driveway. I don't like that kind of stuff.
Did your kids go out?
Yeah, we went out. Walked around
People
for a
get
little bit.
good candy.
Some joker in my neighborhood gave us Pokemon cards. And
Really?
Yeah,
But
and
aren't
you know,
some of them like worth money?
I don't know. Austin was looking them up.
Be like a Ken Griffey rookie card or something. You'd be like, what?
We had like 12 cards and we totaled like $12 or $13.
So that's not worth it.
Yeah. Did he only give out Pokemon cards?
That's all we got, Pokemon cards.
Oh.
So
My kids freaked out. One of the houses was giving out like king size.
Right.
Not. I don't know if it was king, but full size stuff.
Like full size,
and they were
yeah.
like, "Here, take whatever you want." And they were
Right.
just like, "Dad, like the strangers offering me candy." I was
I'm like getting
take it.
text
Get in their van.
messages,
It's fine.
but the king size candy or the regular size candy, that's where you had all the razor blades and the drugs.
And the drugs,
So you got to be careful.
the marijuana
You probably-
cigarettes are in there.
You probably have some drugs in your house.
Probably do have some
I'm gonna
drugs.
call the police to do a
Can you not tell everybody to have drugs in my house?
welfare check, at your house.
It's not funny.
No, please don't do that.
I'm about to raid my house.
Yeah.
My wife's gonna be like, "What?"
All right, we have thoroughly gone heretofore. Here,
Ooh, heretofore. I like that.
I don't know what that
sounds like
means.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Heretofore.
yeah.
Moreover, unbeknownst.
All right, thanks for
Another
tuning in
OS.
today. See you next time.